Distinguished fellows of the Institute, esteemed elders, professional colleagues, welcome to the August edition of the NIPR FCT Chapter General Meeting. We're now set to begin as the Secretary will now call the meeting to order.
And honorable members of this House, the meeting is now called to order. Mr. Chairman. Okay. Mr. Chairman, can I start the proceeding of today's meeting? Thank you.
Okay, the Secretary, see in your hand. Let's have the first item on the agenda. And then we need to run very fast because we have lost 15 minutes. Thank you.
We sing the national anthem, Nigeria.
In support of a very respected but tired
very specially Dr. Monday Ashibogu, FNIPR. Thank you very much for being here all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Let me also quickly mention that our dear President will want to recognize here with us, some people had called me when we started talking about stuff. Honor, the man we have all been looking forward to hearing from is here. Where Loco, oh, they wrote
somebody who is very dear to it, and we cannot proceed further without doing the needful. I would please invite all of us to be on our feet. Chedi Bashiru, who has left us for a better place.
under the weather, but I think she's also online, along with some of our participants from outside Nigeria who are also online. I believe the media will show them to us in a while. Assistant Secretary, it's back to you. Okay, yeah.
Okay, can we take corrections, omissions? We're done. No, we're not taking corrections. We've presented them. So.
Mr. President, my chairman, my name is Fellow Mo.
Can we get a second? Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Aliyu Abubakar, FNIPR. I second the motion that the minutes of the motion be adopted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you.
That our youngest one, that is to take us through.
Love and respect, one of the foremost fellows.
Okay. Just yesterday, our chairman and his admin representative came to me at home and presented to examine the submissions and agreed that they should be shared with the General House today for your collective input and ownership. Your collective input and ownership. Nothing. It's not only to celebrate, but to leave behind a legacy of professionalism, truth, and service that they gave us, because I have just 5 minutes. Number one, a project that we have access to. Example, a branded bus stops or 35 partnership concept. Get 35 organizations as our partners. The representatives of the organizations will be inaugurated at an agreed date. I'm not bothering to explain because I guess they are self-explanatory. More so, I have just 5 minutes. Thank you. Let's come up with something or build a project around this category of people. Celebrating the hands that built the FCT. Possibly a component of the AGM's award. Anniversary tree planting, 35 strategic points in collaborating with the agency in charge of such activities. Number 6, prominent voices. This is really nice. I like it. Essay competition, we said we go down to the primary, secondary, and tertiary institution, and then an anthem for this particular event that will eventually become the anthem of the Abuja chapter. Lagos, quickly go and copy us before we come out with our own, please. And of course, naturally, a world, and you know, funny enough, Achibagu is the chairman of my subcommittee. Yes, in the PR can. So I have to be respectful. I tell you that very respectfully. A world-class conference, AGM and dinner. National workshop and the rest naturally go with that. We looked at them. You are at liberty to advise us because, like I said, we want your input and we want you to own this project. It belongs to all of us. So you can look at the 10 and advise us. But we have chosen or selected 7. And the 7 that we selected are 1, societal impact project, 35 partnership concept, professional workshop, anniversary tree planting, anthem of the chapter, which I am very proud to say that the PRO has already come up with 2 samples, which time permitting will share with you. Otherwise, you will have access to it later. Can we please put our hands together for him? He's been very proactive, and it's none other than Dr. Ojeme. Number 6, celebrating the hands that build the FCT and of called world-class conference, AGM, and dinner. I'm sure I've not exceeded my 5 minutes. If I'm still within my 5 minutes, I can keep talking. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, let's quickly react to what she has presented. Very quickly, because we are challenged with time. The first project she said it's a project of impact. So, at 2, to look at the program of the chapter for the year. And this meeting we hold in January every year. In the evening, they are invited to a dinner where they will unwind and then make merry. Hallelujah. Yes. At that point, we can now invite Mr. President and 1 or 2 important figures and fellows of the Institute to also join them at the dinner session after the brainstorming in the morning towards afternoon. Then the second meeting we hold in July to now have a review of how far your advice, and then also review the last half of the year. And then the same thing that happens on the first meeting will also happen. 2 sessions. You have your brainstorming session where you now offer advisory, and then the last session will be a dinner. Then the structure is also simple. The current chairman of the chapter is also going to be the current chairman of this committee, and that is how it runs. Whoever becomes the chairman automatically becomes the chairman for the committee. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, we think that we have a lot to gain from you, and then we have a lot to also do with you. So on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Executive Committee and the leadership of the chapter, I hereby inaugurate this very important committee. Congratulations. 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 Kabiyesi. Congratulations. Vice Chair. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. The President and Chairman of the Council, distinguished fellows in the House, the Chairman, leaders of the FCT chapter, distinguished professional colleagues here present. Let me also especially recognize the
This royal blessing, we can just release you to go and sit down on your seat. And the secretary to this committee will be the, where is he? The senior admin secretary is going to be the secretary to this committee. Please take note. Where's the PRO? The next on agenda, can we have the adverts, please?
Welcome to Rennie Diagnostic Center, where reliable, timely, and accurate results are. Our services include laboratory services, radiology services, including spirometry and audiometry. We also do home services, annual checks, pre-employment, domestic worker checks, occupational health and safety training, amongst others. We also have a foundation named on health, education, social advocacy for change, and WASH. We are located at Suite GF16 Anafara Plaza beside MIB, First Avenue, Gwarimpa, Abuja. Or you can call us via this number. Distance is not a barrier for us. Early diagnosis is key. Stay healthy, stay alive. Welcome to Rainy Diagnostic Center, where reliable, timely, and accurate results are guaranteed. Our services include laboratory services, radiology services, including spirometry and audiometry. We also do home services, annual checks, pre-employment, domestic worker checks, occupational health and safety training, amongst others. We also have a foundation named Ronnie Care Foundation with our thematic areas on health, education, social advocacy for change, and WASH. We are located at Suite 16 Anafara Plaza beside MIB, First Avenue, Kwarimpa, Abuja. Or you can call us via this number. Distance is not a barrier for us. Early diagnosis is key. Stay healthy, stay alive.
You have 5 minutes.
Good evening, our National President, Chairman of Council, and his wife, Dr. Gina Liaku, Chapter Chairman, Council members, EXCOs, our fellows, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. I just want to essentially run through. Okay, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Sorry. Yes. So, again, good evening, everyone. I just want to run through our reputation roundtable to tell us where we were and where we are at now. We're able to have the inaugural one earlier this year, and it was a huge success. What we're here to do is essentially say that we're ready for the second edition of the reputation roundtable. Just to spotlight it, it's a place where we bring the reputation drivers across each organization to come sit down, for them to come and learn, bring several professionals to learn, train certain persons, and of course to create a kind of hub for different reputation managers from organizations. Before I go further, just to introduce myself, my name is Ifeanyi Nadi. I also work as the Assistant Public Relations Manager and PR Manager for Transcorp in Abuja. So what we are planning to do for this 2.0 of our reputation roundtable is essentially based on 3 pillars. The first pillar is to build on the success of the first edition. The second one is to prioritize partnerships and networking, while the third one is to use strategic promotions and marketing to ensure that it doesn't just become a first edition, a second edition. It becomes a thing that we can continue to transit from year to year. So that's the 3 pillars in which this particular edition is going to run on. Now, some key information I would like to share with us is that our proposed dates for this event is going to be in January 27th and 28th of 2026. So we're starting early to make sure that we get some headway. Part of the challenges we had for the first edition was, the back and front with regard dates and availability of venue. The preferred venue we're going to use is Transcorp in Abuja as well. So we've been able to tie down the venue, to lock it down. The first edition, we also had about 88 persons who attended this event. So we're planning to build on it to make sure that we can increase it to maybe at about 100 persons. And also in terms of the attendance fee as well, to also make possible progress from that. Now, we've decided on several themes that we're going to call it. The one for this, the inaugural edition we had was essentially talking about reputational challenges in this digital era, but we've decided on several challenges which we will present further. Some of them borders are across some of the pertinent topics now, which include AI, perception, evaluation, and metrics. So we're still working around some of them, but as we go on, we'll be able to present a figure, a particular one we're working with. As for the next to do is to group permittees into the different segments in which they are going to own. There, we're going to create a roadmap with strategic points, including timelines as well. So the idea is to group each of them, those who be in charge of budgeting, those who be in charge of venue accommodation, all those things, give them timelines, their KPIs as well. On our subsequent monthly meetings, we'll be giving you updates as well. We would also wait for final review with from the ESCOs and final approvals before we eventually start our official communication and execution, online channels, on online and offline channels. So this is just a headway, you know, from what we had, the meeting we had, the final meeting we had, to let everyone here know that we are ready for Reputation Roundtable 2.0. We would really appreciate your support when the time comes, because we will come to your offices. We've had so much, the success of the first one was built on the support we got from you, so we're calling on the same support as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman, Reputation Roundtable. Well, the report they have given us is not something we need to deliberate on. The whole idea is just for them to tell us what they are about to do, and that this brand is still growing, and then we'll do the second edition by next year, January. So we want to do it January next year because we are all aware that the president of the institute is not available for February. Last year we did it in February and we missed his absence. So at our last meeting we discussed, and then they are looking at the last week of January to have this 2-day event. Of course, for those who attended last year, you testify that it was a world-class event as described by Dr. Gordon Nadi, who is the keynote speaker for today. So we want to appeal to you. This is one of our premium packages and is targeted at directors of PR or senior executives. So please, if you are a director of PR and you are not in this program, then something must be wrong. And if you have very senior management in your PR department and they are not in that program, you should ask yourself as an organization question again and again. So please, very importantly, we say that this program is a program that we have designed to prepare the directors or leadership of PR departments early in the year, so that you have enough energy, you have enough that you need professionally to drive the affairs of reputation building and management in your organization. We are very intentional about it, and then we look forward to seeing you this time around. And there is something they're introducing this year. Once we have the cutoff number, when you subscribe, we'll tell you to wait for the next year. So it's not something that you subscribe until the day of the event. No. If it is 60, if it is 100 that the committee comes to the executive with, and we agree, once we hit that number, by the time you approach us, we'll tell you to wait for the 3rd edition. So please, this is a project that we hold very dearly to our hearts. Last year, like he said, because of change of date, we missed the venue, which was very, very important to us, Transcorp. This year, we are booked ahead of time. So the venue is going to be in Transcorp, and that is where we hope to do that event. So for further information and inquiry, our secretariat is open. The senior admin officer will be around to entertain any question or any further inquiry. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a big round of applause? The PRO, you are now with microphone. Let me very quickly invite the welfare committee, but before we invite them, let me thank them very profoundly for this unique thing we saw today. We are doing 50 free medical checks, courtesy of the welfare committee of the chapter. Can we give them a big round of applause? And when I was declaring it open, I told them that beyond the importance of what they are doing, is also the fact that the CEO of that medical firm is also a young lady. So I think she should fall below 35. Yes. So it's very, very interesting to see that our young generations are also doing very, very well. So the anniversary committee, Madam Lami Tumaka, we're talking about building partnership for 35. Let us investigate the age of the CEO and see if we can do anything in terms of partnership for the anniversary. But on a final note, I want to really thank the Welfare Committee for what they are doing, because you see that the rate of death is becoming too high. At times you may be jumping up as a chairman, as a member of the profession. You think you are healthy. You are not checking. So the Welfare Committee is saying that beyond you sponsoring our programs and events, your life is more important to us. So please cooperate with them so that you'll be healthy. A healthy membership is a prosperous chapter. On that note, I will now very respectfully invite the chairman to just use 5 minutes and tell us what you have in package for us. Thank you. Let's clap for her, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, distinguished ESCO members. Mr. President, good evening. Madam First Lady, good evening. The chairman said we shouldn't take so much time observing protocol, but I would like to say welcome to everyone and thank you for joining us. Like you said earlier, we decided to put the health check together because we realized that a lot of people walk around the streets without knowing that they have underlying ailments or underlying conditions that they need to pay attention to. So in doing that, we decided to collaborate with a diagnostic center here in Abuja. And we particularly went for her. I'm sure you will say, people will ask, why Ronnie? We particularly settled for her because I had an encounter with her a few years ago. I had surgery in London, and I was in London for about 6 months. So when I got back to Nigeria, I was supposed to go back for another test. But of course, you know the logistics and everything. So I told my doctor I won't be able to come to London. I'll do it here in Nigeria. So I went to a lab here in Abuja. I ran the test. I sent it to the doctor. The doctor said no, he wouldn't accept it because the variables don't look concurrent with what we are supposed to have. So somebody introduced this Ronnie Diagnostic Center to me, and I went there. I did the test. I sent it to my doctor in London. When he saw it, he was like, yeah, this looks more like it. I should now go back to that same lab and say they should repeat this test, and that test for you. So I would say the test results I got from her were certified by a UK-based practitioner, and that means that she knows what she's doing. So ever since, we kept patronizing her and we've been getting results. So we walked up to her and said, what can we do together? We have a large group of people coming for meetings, and we have a lot of people, you know, who come in every week hoping to leave this place with something. So we said, instead of just going back with donuts and the professional classes we do, let's also see how we can help people to check their numbers. So we did the random blood sugar test. A lot of people who did the test got their results immediately. Some of them were counseled on what to do to bring it down. The ones that were okay, they told them to maintain the lifestyle they have. Some did their BP checks, the BMI. It's very important to do all these things because you never can tell when anything can happen. And so it's very important for you to know your numbers. We tagged this series, Know Your Numbers, meaning you know your BP, you know your sugar level, you know your BMI. A lot of us are overweight, we don't know. A lot of us are underweight, we don't know. And these are not things we pay particular attention to. So for this reason, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to implore everyone to please take advantage of this opportunity. The Welfare Committee is open to listen, to direct you and give you instructions on what to do if anything happens. Since we have a capable hand who can do all these tests before we know. So because I have only 5 minutes, I won't be able to go further. I would just like to quickly say, Madam Adego Kirunke, who is the CEO that the chairman has been describing, on the 35, please come outside just for recognition before I invite your COO who is going to do the presentation. So this lady, she did She did everything for us free of charge. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for her. Yeah, so we had about 50 stripes that we did, and we still have some left. Any member who is interested after the meeting can just stop by the corner as you step out of the hall to know your numbers. So this is Madam Runke. We don't know if she's 35, but of course she's already one of our ambassadors for the 35 young ambassadors we're planning to have for the 35th anniversary. Thank you very much. You may have your seat. So having said that, so ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we say we should do this health check is, number one, to boost your morale, to encourage you that early detection is key, because when you detect an ailment early and you try, you start fighting it early, it's easier for you to get a remedy than when the whole thing has ravaged your system. Then also, we want to enhance organizational culture. We want this room to be filled up every time we come for meeting, meaning we don't want anyone to call sick. If you're calling for absenteeism, it should be for another reason, but not because of your health. And that's how much we care about you. So, we want you to please demonstrate a healthy lifestyle. We're not saying you shouldn't do the things you do, but do the things that are wise, that are healthy, that will help your health to continue to be healthy. I know a lot of us like to, hang out after work at gardens. Please, when you do that, do it, responsibly, considering that, at some age. Sir, Mr. President, I like aproko. That's my job, so so I know. So let's do all this thing responsibly so that we can stay healthy. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to turn the microphone over. And one other thing, we're going to bring another one for mental health. A lot of mental issues are happening now. A lot of people don't even know they have it. So mental health does not mean that you have mental problem. You could just have some problems, worrying that you need somebody to talk to. So we're going to work on getting a counselor who can do counseling, one-on-one counseling, absolutely confidential. It's just a way of the FCT chapter welfare committee saying we care. We're not just interested in you coming, but we want you to come here happy. So secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we also came up with an initiative, which is the ID card initiative. So these health issues and these health benefits we're talking about, without an ID card, you might not be able to access some of the services. Ronnie has graciously agreed to give a 20% discount to any member of the FCT chapter who goes to a lab for any test. Be it MRI, be it
emphasize
FCT chapter. Because I understand that some Premier soap are here. This is not Premier soap. This is FCT chapter. so it's on the screen. We have 2 samples. That's the first sample. These are just proposals. We've not concluded on any of them, but we just want to make sure that today we present it to members for you to see and to understand that it's not just a card. It's a card that will open a lot of opportunities for you. A lot of openings will happen because there are a lot of incentives that the welfare committee is working on. For example, if you go to Ronnie, like I said, and you present this card, she's going to give you a 20% discount. And a lot of us need this, especially ladies. I'm sure you know pap smear. It's a test that every woman should do at least once in 3 months. In 3 years. So if you go to Ronnie, pap smear is very expensive outside, but with this ID card, and you mentioned that you're from the FCT chapter, you're going to get a 20% discount. And in this age of security challenges, we also need to know the people coming in here. We're using a public facility for our training. We need to know the people coming in. And so for this, we're going to be proposing a price for it. We all know what the economy says. The price we're proposing is not what we're getting it. In fact, we're bringing it at a very good discount rate for members to have. And we also have to make a little something into our purse as welfare, but we didn't even add so much. So we want to propose the sum of 20,000 naira for each membership card. Don't forget the benefits. It's not just a card. It's a card that will open a lot of opportunities for you. And let me also mention that we have a lot of members from the police. The police PRO is a member of this association. The civil defense PRO is a member. The army is a member. So if you have all these police cases and all these things, God forbid, just raise your ID card and say, I'm from the FCT chapter. Don't say Premier, FCT chapter. the leading chapter. Once you have this ID card, you are covered. So, Mr. Chairman, please, this is my proposal. Chicken money, $20,000 in, sorry, not dollars. I'm sorry, you know, working with the American Embassy, I'm used to dollars. Sorry, pardon me. But 20,000 naira, and that's like less than $50 actually. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our 2 samples, and I'll turn the microphone over to my chairman, who is going to accept my proposal. Thank you.
She said, I've already accepted the proposal, so be it. Yes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we speak, I look at our time and then constrained with time. So thank you very much, the chairman of membership committee. I think the membership committee is giving us a lot of welfare committee. They are giving us lots of packages. I would want to plead with the House to the DG, sir. Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate, sir. So please, I want to plead with the chapter to accept their proposal. Of course, we know that is not the cost. It's below, but like she said, the chapter has a lot of projects to do. It's also a way of supporting your chapter. So please bear with us and let's all contribute to the development of chapter in one way or the other. Well, for the choice, I would also appeal that you allow the executive to make a choice on your behalf between the 2 so that we can make progress. Because I'm looking at our time, we need to take the professional platform. Okay, we take the first lady. After that, we invite our guests to speak to us. Thank you.
I just have a quick question concerning this card. Does it open the door for my family or just for me? If I need to send my, maybe a ward or my child to the...
Yes, Madam First Lady, yeah, it does open the door for you because your kids are so lucky to be members of this chapter. So everybody who has a child who needs to access this, just say you're from the FCT chapter, with this card you have, it is also extending to them. But we would not extend it to people who don't have any alliance with the FCT chapter. Thank you very much, ma'am. Can we take more observations, please? Before I go on, I'd like to also recognize my members, the members of my team who helped in actualizing this whole thing. Hasia Sani Suleiman, Dilat Aino, Ganiyat. Please, can you guys rise or come out for recognition because you did a lot to make sure that we get this. And my vice chairman, Mr. Austin, Caleb, the secretary, Madam Adekola, fellow Adekola, she's also one of us. Please, can you all step out or just wave wherever you are, because this is all your efforts. It's not Aisha Gambari alone that did this. It's a teamwork. And please give them a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to beg, please, for just 5 minutes for Ronnie to quickly, roll out so that they can go back and continue the setup there.
The DG is pressed for time and he needs to address us. Okay. After that, we'll quickly take the keynote speaker for today. Then she will come in.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. President, distinguished fellows of the Institute, council members, very, very respected professional colleagues, we're privileged to have here with us the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOA. And because he has a meeting that he needs to attend, we invite him for a brief remark. Please welcome Malam Lanre Isa Onilu, DG NOA. Sir.
Good evening, everyone. The President and Chair of the Council, the FCT Chair, the ever-present, agile, and if there's one person that I see all the time, you know, is Mr. Stanley Okadigo. He's always in my office and trying to encourage me. I was here just as one of you, a member, and I was trying to sneak out for another engagement that I have until the president commanded that I must come back and just greet you. But I had the FCT chapter chairman talking about addressing you. I have no address to give. But to say that we are all Nigerians and this country belongs to all of us. We must all understand the difference between citizens and country. We have every right to be angry with our leaders and not to like them. But you do not, for any reason, hate your own country. Leaders come, leaders go. Because you don't like your tenant, you don't set your house ablaze. So we all have a responsibility, especially for those of us who are in this noble profession of public relations. It's our responsibility to work to ensure that this country achieve that, objective that we all have in mind. I will say quickly, and the NOA, we are working seriously to regain some of the things that we've considered very important to our desire to move Nigeria from being just a geographical expression called a country to become a nation, because we are not yet a nation. Until all our divides are subsumed under the national identity, we are still just a country. And so what we are doing in NOA, and we are not doing this without the NIPR, is to first and foremost define who we are as a people. We all know that you cannot market a brand when you don't even know the identity of that brand. So Nigeria as a brand, we must define what the identity is and what the attributes of the identity are. And when you see some of our things on TV, you see 747, you wonder what that means. You will soon know what it means, because the president is committed to unveiling what we call the Nigerian Identity Project, under which we have the National Values Charter. The National Values Charter is going to drive our campaign for the shared identity that we are trying to promote. And a lot of professionals here are going to be expected to participate fully and be part of the drivers of this very important assignment. So once again, I want to thank you for this opportunity to greet you and to say that I would have loved to particularly listen to the paper that is going to be, has it been done before I came? Okay, so I will really miss that, but I will look forward to getting the copy of the presentation, so I can also learn a lot of things from it. I have the privilege of meeting you today, and I thank you for allowing me this.
Please give the council member another round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, can we all, so that we take an icebreaker, just please stand for a moment. Just stand for a moment. You can stretch, but don't hit anybody. Especially General S.K. Usman. If you are around him, don't hit him. I have warned you. You can stretch, and when you feel good, please sit down. Now, while you do that, as you heard earlier, you can scan this for the 20% off. So before you leave, endeavor to scan, and you would have access to it. We now move on to the professional platform. Please be seated, everyone. Please be seated. On the professional platform today, I welcome, for the reading of his citation, Rotarian Dr. Godin Nadi, PhD, MNI, FNIPR. Please come forward. Give him a round of applause, sir. Standing before you is a seasoned public servant, consummate just as we told you, know that the light came immediately. Lagos, take notes.
Expected impact, and how do you evaluate it? I can ask you, how many of us evaluate what we do every year and translate it into valuable to the organization? Okay, we had that issue with Ibom Air. We were able to handle it this way. Government did this, government did that, but from what we did, we were able to stop A, B, C, D, E. That would have cost us this. Because if we were using advert, okay, 1 minute ad, let's take it, during the Super Bowl in America, 1 second ad is about $2 million. Do you know? So if you use it to counter what has been done, that's the money you're costing the organization. But if you now quantify it into what you are adding to it, say, look, sir, what is our communication plan? Your plan, you redo it. You will revise it. You will review it to bring out the importance of your organization, of your department, to the total goals and desired outcomes. In NIPS, we call it end state. End state. After we have stayed here, all said and gone, can you say within one sentence what we have achieved? Good or bad? And you ask yourself, as a department, an institution, as a PRO person, what have you contributed to the overall development of your institution, to the overall achievement of the goals and objectives of your institution? When you're able to do that and justify that, I'm sure your office will know that you are good to go. And I know that the way you are going, with the reputation conference, I was there, thank God, and with what you are doing today, and with the kind of caliber of people, and for you to drag the president and his wife here, that means that you're doing a good job. And for some of us that you've now put into College of Retired Chairmen, you know, there are so many things, the committee on this, I will probably work with them, because in Rotary we did quite a lot about tree planting. And there are so many clubs here that can partner with you to do a whole lot. But let me end up by saying that how you dress is the way you are dressed, isn't it? Sometimes we PR people, we don't dress well. And you go to a place and you say, I'm a PR manager. And that person looks at you like this. You say, my friend, excuse me. That's number one. Number two, you should portray that, because what does PR mean to you? PR should mean something to you as an individual first, before you can show it to somebody else. By what you drink, by what you say, by how you behave in public. These ones are not written in books, but it's something that you should tell yourself. When we get out there, we portray ourselves as good PR persons, and then we say good words. Something, you know, like I tell people, Communication is key. I can easily tell you, my friend, get out. What does that? It's an abuse, isn't it? If I say, my friend, come out, Joe. What is it? It's a joke. Something. So how do we take it? But again, there are so many other challenges that are coming. Some of them technological. Some of them individual. And 3, corporate. Corporate is more important because for them to say that you are very important in your office, you must show your contribution to the growth of the organization. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please give him another round of applause. We'll take, I'm told, just 1 or 2 interventions, and then Mr. President will be speaking before we conclude. Maybe 1 intervention, if any, before he takes his seat. Any? All right. There are 2, so we'll just make it very brief. His Royal Highness Kabiyesi Oba Hastrop.
Mr. President, sir, because of our time, just one area on this wonderful presentation by my senior at the retired council of chairman of NIPR. The issue of the social media handlers. I'm sure Nipr, you are aware, just from experience. If you travel to US now, to enter, there is a kind of suspicion. And when they get you, they collect your phones to go and check all what you have been discussing on the social media. And they see anyone that might likely cause problem or that you don't have any business to enter US, they deport you back from wherever you're coming from. So it's important for us to note this and also to share with our children, because I have a personal experience of what I'm talking about. So because you mentioned that area. So what do we do in terms of being careful and to be more professional and to be able to mentor and advise our children and younger ones on this matter? Thank you very much.
Distinguished fellow Peter Oyene.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the presenter. Thank you very much. The president, the chairman, ladies and gentlemen. This I was jotting because of the kind of thing I was hearing. But let me quickly say this. One thing touched me, and it's what over 75% of our people do not do. We don't have an annual plan. And you will never be relevant to any management. And I'm so happy that now we are talking about it. August, we are entering September. We should start planning. What will you do for your organization in 2026? So when you put it together, you can even consult some of your friends and what have you. Okay, you submit it. Even if they do not approve anything, the fact that you sat down, you researched, and you put it together, it's a plus, and you become relevant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Our guest speaker will respond just briefly, and then we'll conclude. The mic is your size, on your table.
Thank you very much. Kabiyesi, what you said is right. I know it's an American policy, actually. It has nothing to do with Nigeria alone. It affects every other country. But the thing is that if you are doing something that is anti-American interest, that is when I think you have issues with them. But what I say is generally, when we communicate, people communicate, and you are not there to know what they are talking about. So all we need to do is to be proactive. If it's something we need to respond, we respond. If it's something that you need to keep quiet, you keep quiet. Like the issue of the other one, government ended the case, and nothing happened. You understand me? Professor Oyene, my brother, I tell you one thing. I said it from the one that my communications unit is a requirement. By December, you must give me a communication plan. Communication plan will detail everything you need to do, the cost, the timeline, the time it will take, and the desired outcomes. Are you getting me? So at the end of the year, now you assess it, and then we know how much you have contributed towards achieving the overall corporate goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please give our guest speaker another round of applause. The very, very distinguished Rotarian, Dr. Nadi. Thank you so much. Fellow of the Institute, former chairman of the Institute, NIPR, and of course, MNI. Thank you very much. We'll now quickly take a very brief message from the Chief Operating Officer, Ronnie Diagnostic Center, located at First Avenue, Gwarimpa. Please welcome this young CEO, Ogokule Jeremiah. Your time is already counting.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Esteemed ESCO members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ogunkule Jeremiah, COO, Ronnie Diagnostic Center, and I will just very briefly, like they've said, give a simple but yet powerful health talk on our general wellness. But before the simple health talk, I just want to also talk about Ronnie Diagnostic Center. We are an outfit located in Abuja here that extends to all the crevices of Nigeria. We have partners all over Nigeria, from American Embassy, British High Commission, AXA Mansard, Avon, different HMOs. You can name them all. We work with them. And our services are not just limited to just the basic laboratory and radiology services. We also do special diagnostics that include music therapy, nutrition and dietetics, audiometry, spirometry, and the likes. So the topic for today is staying healthy and staying alive. There was something Mr. Chairman said very much earlier that got my attention, which was the sad passing of a member. And it just fit my tagline that I was presenting. You stay very much alive. So today I'll be talking about why wellness and regular checkups are your best investments for a happier and healthier future. Also, I'll be talking about what health wellness is generally, why regular checkups actually matter, common diagnostic tests for us to all know, and to constantly speak to our doctors, our physicians to let us access or give us access to this test, and then taking comprehensive actions for your health. So what is health wellness? Very quickly, it is just the all-round wellness of your body, your mind, and your spirit. And it has different categories: physical activities, balanced nutrition, quality rest, and stress management. When you're talking about physical activity, you're talking about exercises. I know most of us don't like to do runs and jogs and the likes. But for your physical activity, you can do walks around your estate, walk around your compound. When you need to take an elevator, take a staircase instead, and the rest. When you're talking about balanced nutrition, you're also talking about not just the regular balanced diet that you're talking about, like taking all the different food classes. No, you're talking about taking these meals at the right proportion, at the right time, in a balanced way as well, so that you don't overdo it. And this is also specific to different people. If you check your body mass index, that's your height and your weight cumulative, you have your own different ration that you should take. as an individual. Also, very quickly, we all need to understand that quality rest is non-negotiable. Anywhere, anytime, you need to have good rest every time. Sleep well, at least 8 hours a day. And finally, for stress management, you need to protect your mental health. I know we've all been hearing mental health, but it's very important for us to protect our mental health as well. So, also, why are regular checkups important and why do they matter? One, there are things called silent killers. Most of the diseases or serious complications that we know, they don't show any symptoms or any signs early. A very good instance now is cancer. Cervical cancer, breast cancer for the ladies. I'll run over very quickly. This is actually very important for our health. So very quickly, early detection is key. It is very key for us. Then you can also track your progress. That's why it's important for you to do your regular checkups. Always track your progress. You have a little bit of a BP issue, or you see your BP is high for a bit, you can always track it by doing regular checkups. And finally, for the peace of your mind, knowing your health status is very important for you. So if you know your health status, you can't be affected by what anybody or anyone says. So moving on, I'll talk about very quickly common diagnostics tests for us to know.
Thank you. Please give him a round of applause. What we are going to do, I have the permission of the chairman that from Monday, give us daily health tips. We
do that on our social media page.
Yeah, so we have our NIPR page where everybody is. Don't worry, the welfare lady will tell you everything about that, and that way you have access to everybody.
All right.
Please
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. While he was speaking, we had the privilege of having the audience of the Managing Director, NNPC Foundation Limited, Mrs. Emanuela Arukwe. Thank you very much for joining us and her team. Shortly, the President will be addressing us. But just before then, Senior Admin Officer, please come. We have a few people that will be celebrated. One of them is our own very distinguished Ayo Adewi, who just retired meritoriously. And we are celebrating him because while in service, he showed what a PR person should show. He was excellent from day one till retirement. Please welcome him as we invite him up the podium. Please come up, sir, to the front. We are calling a few other people. We also invite the very we invite the very distinguished Ibrahim Musa for his appointment as the Director PR NIPOST. Please welcome him. Then we have our very distinguished legal luminary who recently has been given a chieftaincy title. He is now Prince Barrister Moses George Duku. Be advised, when you call him the next time, recognize him as a prince of the Niger Delta area. Please give him a round of applause. The Registrar of Prime University, Professor Tahir Abba, is also invited to join them. Professor Tahir Abba. I now invite the chairman to congratulate them, and then the president will also join before the president's speech. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, the PRO. I want to sincerely thank those of us who are here to witness this. It's very, very important, and that is why we're also doing it at a prime time. because after this the President will be addressing the House. Mr. President, before you we have 4 distinguished members of the Institute, not all from the FCT chapter, but we always acknowledge what is good wherever it's coming from. Let me start from the first person that was called, Ayo Adewoyi, the immediate past Executive Director News NTA. This young man, I will say, yes, he's still young at heart and in body, has been very, very helpful to the growth and development of the chapter. Coincidentally, we wanted to take him on an award that he was not aware of, but he was not still present in that. And then when we got his retirement notice on TV, we decided not to mourn, but to celebrate him, because he's a shining star and an exemplary leader. He is an icon of what the Institute represents. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we know that those of us who work in the media will always support with the media component. But our dear Ayo did supported us with the media component, but more importantly, he went beyond that to also financially finance some of the projects we are doing anonymously. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have decided to celebrate you, sir. But the bigger celebration will come. And the chairman of 35th Anniversary Committee, please take notes. If there is going to be award, we are going to now celebrate him in a better way. Because the award that he missed the other time will now come in a grand style. Yes. We have next to him Ibrahim Musa. This for me is so coincidental. When he was not or even far from the directorship of his organization, he really paid his dues. And it's from him that we saw how passionate somebody could be and how transparent somebody could be in conduction of an election that is not a Nigerian election per se, but just for the Institute. When he was the chairman of INEC for the FCT chapter, he brought video and everything just to ensure that that election was not only credible but fair and just. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he did not stop there. He would always advise the director of PR to make sure that NIPR supports whatever initiative the chapter was doing at that time. So when his announcement was done, we are so delighted. And when he was moved to Niger State, this man will also leave Niger State to come and attend our meetings. From there, no, he was in Niger, then later in Jigawa. He will also live there to attend our meetings. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't also stop there. As the PRO, we fought and we also agreed. We fought and fought on issues but not personal. But since then, he will always send me feedback of what he feels over issues. He did it that time as a PRO. When I became the vice chairman, he continued giving feedback from the back, and I will always read and respond. Until date, he monitors the activities of the chapter, gives his advisory, and then I can say in NIPR is one of my best friends. So the appointment came in good time, and as a chapter we have also done the needful by writing him officially to congratulate him. Then we have our legal advisor. Our legal advisor is a man who has the chapter at heart. One of the biggest things he did recently, he told me, he said, Mr. Chairman, we need to host the council, his company, on behalf of the chapter. And we walked through it. The council meeting couldn't hold as at the time it was supposed to hold, but he still maintained that we should do something. So he planned a very solid and world-class dinner in honor of our president. And they did that not as Gold Hill chambers of both legal and communication, but he said, no, I will do this on behalf of the chapter. What we saw that day, for those of you who were there, his company single-handedly carried it. We gave the professional support. Again, all issues of our MOUs with organizations, he had done that free of charge. And more importantly, he also supports us financially. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very recently, his community called him, like the PRO says, he holds, okay.
Okay, the title is Olorogu High Chief Ebuwehe I of Ufuru Oto Kingdom. By the Kingdom Grand Court of the Royal Palace in Delta State. Thank you very much.
So he belongs to the king making class. So the important thing here is that the good work he's doing here, his community has also recognized that, and then he's now one of the decision makers at his community level. So we felt that it's important we also call him out to recognize him. Then the last but not the least, and I want all of us to take this very, very seriously. The man standing by my extreme right is a man who has done something I would recommend to everybody. He's an encourager and somebody who inspires the growth and development of chapters. All the way from Adamawa State. While he is here, he has provided accommodation for Adamawa State chapter for over 15 years as a person. And then on coming here, he also decided to be part of his PR profession. He is the registrar of Prime University. I know what he's doing there at the mass communication department to grow them. And then more importantly, recently, he also called to say that the chapter is doing very, very well. And then being an authority in public speaking, he even has a company in that regard. He had also written to us that he wants to partner with the chapter to carry on that project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one of the characters of the institute that I want all of us to copy from him is that we all belong to chapters. And whatever position we have, we must ensure that we build our chapter very strongly. Because just like the states of the federation, Nigeria cannot be complete if there are no federating states. So he is one of our icons of those who we can call pillars of chapters. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to us these 4 icons for celebration. We may be celebrating them in different strata, but we felt we should start from here, and they are serving as motivation to us. On behalf of the leadership of the chapter and the entire membership, we wish to congratulate you for your hard work.
Please take a bow.
Yes,
Please take a bow.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We now invite the president emanating from the FCT chapter, our own president, the people's president. Please welcome Dr. Ike Neliako, fellow of the NIPR, chairman of council and president NIPR. Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Because of time, I will have to be quite brief and fast, but again, I want to appreciate the great work that our own Hajia Lam and her team, the great work you're doing to ensure that we have a very successful 35th anniversary celebration. I also want to thank our senior citizens who are being celebrated this Ayo Adewi. Ayo Adewi goes with the name Ayo Adewi NTA used. After he was used, he was reused and reused again and now released. And we hope he has been released because he's a very good man and they will always come back for him. I also want to thank our sister, I don't know if she's still here, Hajia Husseina Bankshika. Yes, Director of News, FRCN. What this lady has done for this institute is amazing. We want to thank you and continue to thank you for standing for us at the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. We appreciate you, ma. The chairman has already acknowledged our distinguished Professor Abba Tahir, who gave us an office in Adamawa for a very long time. Many of you have indeed supported this institute and particularly strengthened this chapter. We want to thank you, and I want to again celebrate the EXCO for the great work you are doing, the innovation you are bringing in from time to time. There is no dull moment, including changing the time of appreciating new members and so on. That on its own is a great innovation so that they know that they are appreciated. Thank you for celebrating those who have led this chapter in many ways. Most times we forget those who have served, and it's very unfortunate. And it seems to be a culture with Nigeria, because Nigeria is full of stars. So once you have served and gone, before you know it, you are replaced. If you didn't do certain things, you become an archival material. It takes leadership to bring out people from the archives and celebrate them, which is what the chairman and his team demonstrated this evening. That's a very good way to keep it. Dr. Nadi, we appreciate you, distinguished fellow of the Institute. Thank you for coming to teach us. It's part of your work, sir, because Nigeria has given you so much, and you can't go with it. You have to keep coming, to keep teaching us so that we can benefit from that knowledge. The same thing with all the other people who are helping us. I don't know if Victoria Owadoka is still here. Is she still here? Yeah, Victoria, we want to appreciate you for the great work you are doing for us in Nigeria Public Relations Week, right from the first one, second one, and now the third one in Kaduna. Thank you very, very much. Don't open your mouth, because you are going to Kaduna to stay serve. And the council will decide whether we should release you or not. Thank you very, very much. And the fact that you came in and decided to join us, we appreciate you. And indeed, it's very important to say this. The joy of every father is to see a successful son. Therefore, Lagos paid the price as a premier chapter to give birth to a numero uno chapter in Abuja. So there is no competition. A father can never compete with his son, otherwise something is fundamentally wrong. So we acknowledge our fathers. We thank them for giving us the foundation, but it is time for the sons to take over. The young has grown. Well, he said Obi is a boy, but Obi is now a man. Thank you. I would like to use this opportunity to remind us that we have 4 great events coming up in the month of October. And we need you to diarize this. Although not all of them are happening in Abuja, we are kicking off on the 7th of October with the Obi of Onitsha lecture on peace and national reconciliation. Many of you are not aware that Obi of Onitsha is a fellow of this institute. Not an honorary fellow, but a professional fellow. He was inducted at Uyo in 2005. So he's 20 years a professional fellow of this institute. Not inducted, rather, conferred with the fellowship. So we instituted this lecture and we're having the 3rd one at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Bariam, on the 7th of October. And then on the 15th of October, we are marking the first Nigeria Reputation Day. You recall that last year, we unveiled the Nigeria Reputation Management Group. And we declared that 15th of October every year shall be celebrated as Nigeria Reputation Day. So on this day, we are going to look at the issue of reputation. There is no other organization that can man the reputation gate of Nigeria except the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. We are the reputation managers. While we are managing our personal reputation, our organizational reputation, we must also take responsibility to man the reputation gate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's what we are going to do on the 15th. And again, Haji Alami Tumaka is playing a central role in that area. And then on the 25th of October, the Reputation Day, of course, will be in Abuja. On the 25th of October, we are having the 2nd Raymond Alore Dekpesi lecture on democracy, communication and development, I beg your pardon, communication and development. That lecture will be given by the governor of Nasarawa State, who has graciously accepted to do that. The committee is working around the clock to ensure that we have a very beautiful outing. And then we'll crown it at Enugu on the 28th of October with Sam Epele, the 38th Sam Epele Gold Paper Lecture, which we hold at Enugu. Why am I saying this? We have said that the month of October is the lecture month for the Institute. So we have it all lined up. And I encourage us to take note of the dates. Wherever you are around that period, please take advantage to go and learn. The quantum of what you know determines the strength of your height when you grow. And if you have already grown, then you have to begin to deepen your growth so that your foundation can be stronger. In our profession, you can no longer say that what you were there yesterday. You have to continue to learn and relearn so that you will remain relevant. Otherwise, young people that are coming, we just ask you to pack so that they can continue to go on. That's the way it is, and we have to take it seriously. I'm glad that the chapter is talking about their own chapter anthem, which is very good. And since they say they don't want Lagos to copy, I need to place this on record that the National is coming up with an anthem for the Institute. And the idea...
No, the National is not copying, sir. The National is not copying, sir.
No, it's not about copy. It's so that you don't say that the National copied you. That's the point I'm making. Because the National started its own project on the 18th of November 2024 at Bali in Indonesia. That was when we sat down and told Yakubu Lamai, who is the DG Strategic Communication, that he has to do an anthem for the NIPR and do another anthem for Global Alliance. And we are going to unveil the one of Global Alliance during the World Public Relations Forum in 2026. So I'm just putting it on record so that it won't be that National copied the chapter. It is the other way around. By circumstance of date. Distinguished colleagues, I will conclude by emphasizing what I believe should be a concern to everybody that is here. And that is talking about the issue of value. The DG Noah spoke about that. But I want to insist that the value of every nation determines the extent that nation can go. It is no longer news that our value system has collapsed. It's not news. But the question we must ask ourselves, what are we doing about it? This is why the NIPR is working with the National Orientation Agency on the Value Charter Project for us to work together. But beyond that, the NIPR is also leading from the private sector perspective, because we are not government, to work on what we have called Rebirth Nigeria, and we've talked about it a number of times. We are partnering with one of the states for us to take this to the next level, because we must not lose our value. You can get all the money you want to get on earth. You can get the best job opportunities you can get. You can do every other thing. But if the content of your character is weak, you will soon discover that when everything disappears, there is nothing left of you. It is your character, it is your value that will stay with you after you have done everything and you are gone. So I want to leave this with us. Wherever we go, we must become carriers and advocates of a sound value for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As I conclude, because of time, I want to celebrate my teacher, who is here with us, Professor Lantana Ahmed. I thank you. If you did not teach me well, I would have been a disappointment.